Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome to my episode 3 review of the Attack on Titan anime series. Finally caught up with it. Well, you know, it's only 3 episodes, so I don't know if I can really say finally, but still. Just finished watching it. Oh boy, so this was a little bit of a step down, I think, from the previous 2 episodes, but it's understandable, I think. There was a shit ton of exposition, you know, talking, blibber blabber, whatever, in this episode, but after the blood-stained and action-packed first 2 episodes of the series, I expected a shit ton of exposition eventually, so I'm not too surprised here, really. But this episode did go by very slow. Even though it was around the same amount of time as the previous 2, it felt like it was way longer because of how much exposition. Generally, when there's a shit ton of action, the episode seems to go by faster, but when there's a lot of talking, it seems to go by slower. But, you know, still, it was a good episode, alright? This episode has a time skip in it at the beginning. It's not like a time skip in the middle of the episode, obviously. I'm not exactly sure how old they are, how old Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are now. I assume they're somewhere between 16 and 21 because they're joining the army right now. You know, so yeah, so I'm just going to say that they're somewhere between 16 and 21, alright? That's my prediction. They can't be, I doubt they're anything over 21, honestly. They just don't look like it to me, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, though, I'll say that, though. And yeah, all 3 of them are joining the army, and this episode basically starts out with their I don't know if you'd call it inauguration. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call it, but basically where their captain, or whoever the fuck is. Sorry if I'm offending anyone who's been through the army. I really don't know my terms too well. Sorry. Gonna apologize in advance, but the guy who tries to break their spirits, let's just put it that way, and is looking over them, but he's skipping people who witnessed the previous Titan invasion firsthand several years ago, alright? Because they've already been molded to the army's liking by that invasion, so... And basically what he's trying to do is get rid of this livestock mentality that they have and get them to be more interested in going out, be outside of the walls and actually fighting for the freedom of humanity. Alright, and you see him beating down one person because he just wants to be at the safety of the king his entire fucking life. And I kind of like this aptitude of this army, because it's like they don't want humanity to have this livestock mentality where, okay, they're perfectly fine with basically being prisoners and eventually food of the Titans. They actually want humanity to be willing to rise up against the Titans. So I actually kind of like this. And then we meet a new character. Sarah, I forget her last name, but I'll just refer to her as... Sasha, I forget her last name, but I'll just refer to her as Sasha. How can you not love fucking Sasha? Comic relief character fucking gold, alright? Steals baked potatoes and frickin' fucking bread, and is... The way she talks to the commander as well is just fucking incredible, and although she hates it when he doesn't allow her to eat very much after that, she's perfectly content with running laps, and run laps all fucking night, non-stop. Alright, so yeah, I love this character, alright? And another thing that happens in this episode is that Armin and Eren actually meet 2 new characters. I don't remember their names, but if they have any relevance at all in the future in the story, I'm sure that after they are mentioned several more times, I'll remember them. But if you watch the episode, you know who I'm talking about. These two new characters, and they get in a pretty interesting conversation with Armand and Eren, in which in which they ask Armand why he joined the military in the first place, and he gives an answer that I kind of expected from him, which is that he wants to be able to defend himself and to protect humanity. That's basically the reason why he joined in the first place. He wants to help protect humanity. See, he's not even the main character, but he has more of these outlined characteristics that you'd expect of your stereotypical hero, wherein Eren is more of an anti-hero. I'll explain why in just a sec, alright? When these two guys ask Eren why he joined, it's because he says, basically reiterates that he wants to exterminate all Titans from the world. Alright? Basically, it's a revenge story. He wants revenge. He wants revenge. He doesn't really say about his mother's death, but he wants revenge against the Titans because he watched one of them eat his mother alive. Okay? That must be pretty fucking traumatic, I must say. So, you know, it's basically as if, you know, some people have said to me, well, maybe he still cares about humanity. Well, look at it this way. Alright, because, yeah, sure, by defeating the Titans, he would ultimately save humanity, but that's kind of I consider that to be kind of just like a byproduct of defeating the Titans. Alright, because he just wants them exterminated in general. Alright, say that if defeating the Titans, just for the sake of argument, if defeating the Titans would somehow doom humanity even further, for whatever reason, just for the sake of argument, no need for explanations here, would he still be willing to take out the Titans for revenge? Alright. Or would his bloodlust for revenge be so strong that he would still try to take them out and doom humanity even further? That's my question right there, alright? But anyways, moving away from that though, the other, and probably the biggest thing about this episode was the, not hang glider training, what the fuck, the training with those, gliding things. I forget what they're called exactly, but alright, towards the beginning of this episode, he tries it repeatedly, which is basically, this is basic training, alright? This is what you need to learn in order to stay alive. If you can't do this, if you can't do this, and you try to go out there and fight the Titans, you will die. Period. Okay? So, yeah. So basically, anyone who can't do this should just go home, because there's no hope for you passing, alright? Period. And towards the beginning of the episode, he fails repeatedly. Towards the end of the episode, or actually right at the end of the episode, really, he finds out that the reason why he was failing so much was because he had defective equipment. However, despite having defective equipment, they were amazed that he was still able to keep himself up for a few seconds before failing again. And after he got properly working equipment, he was able to stay up infinitely. And he says this next line in his mind. He doesn't actually verbally say it out loud, but he thinks it. Is that, Mikasa, now you don't have to baby me anymore. So he kind of has this mentality, this very, not confident about himself mentality, I guess to say it that way, for lack of a better term, that he needs to lean on Mikasa in order to validate himself. Which I find very weak in his character, and I really hope that he develops past that in the future, else I'll be kind of disappointed. I find that to be very weak in anyone, that you have to lean on someone else in order to validate yourself. And, yeah. And also, I just want to talk about Mikasa real quick before I end this review. Mikasa is fucking beautiful. Like, even one of the frickin' men in that pub was traumatized pretty much by how beautiful she was, and it was only able to say that your hair looks beautiful. Alright, and I've looked through a few pages of the manga. The manga author sucks at illustrating. He sucks at drawing. Okay, so she's not nearly as beautiful in the manga as she is in here, and yeah, just wow. So I think I pretty much covered everything. Let me check the time real quick. Okay, still got some time left here. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything that went on in this episode. Like I said at the beginning of this review, it was a very slow episode. It was a very slow episode, but it was still good, and it still got some shit done. And I can't wait till we see some more Titan action again. Alright, but this time, I can't wait till we see some Titan action with Eren in there, and maybe even Armin. It doesn't. Well, okay, I take that back. I was about to say it doesn't look like they allow women in there in the army, but I take that back because there was Sasha. I think I saw a few backdrops of some other people. All right. But I was gonna bring that up because it doesn't look like that Mikasa even joined in the first place. So I don't think we'll get some action from her. Who knows? Maybe she'll join later on, like, or maybe she passed with flying colors and they just didn't show it. I don't fucking know. But it would be kind of nice to see all three of them fighting the Titans together. That would be awesome. Who knows? Maybe we will see that. I don't know. But anyways, though, that's really it for this review, though. I hope you enjoyed it. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.